Welcome to Cooperative 2021. We are pleased to continue the class from last evening with the amazing Warren Jones. So without further ado, I turn it over to my friend and amazing musician, Warren Jones.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. It's great to see you again. I hope that you haven't had too crazy of a day. It's probably more crazy than mine was, and mine was crazy enough. So, but we're here, so let's do a little bit of work. Who is going first tonight? That's Madison. Great. So, Madison, what you're going to sing "Di Tanti Palpiti"?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Let's see what you do. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, that's good. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Good. Madison, I've got two things I want to talk to you about. Madison, I want to work with you a little bit on how you are on literally how you are working in your mouth to make the consonants in Italian.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the first. Let's do that first, and then we'll talk about the other thing. And there's one little thing I might show you about going from a G to an A flat, so which will be a nice thing. Okay. The first thing is this, Madison. You are, to be blunt about it, you are banging on the words too much. you're pronouncing very clearly. That's good. That's a good thing. But you're getting it done by banging on the words. And I think what you want to do instead is to sing the words. No, don't bang them out. Don't bang them out. What has to happen is this. Madison, tell me one thing. In your training, when you have studied Italian diction, I take it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in your Italian diction, were things divided into vowels and consonants?
Yes.
Okay, so how many vowels were there?
There are 5.
5 vowels, but a total of 7 sounds, right?
Yes. Yeah. With open
Okay, great. And then in that case, here comes the trick, $64 question. Were all the rest of the things consonants?
Yep.
Okay, I would like to give you an idea to see if we can rethink how you are saying the words. I would love for you to consider the ones that you list as a consonant. And is everybody on the same page about that? Does everybody understand what I'm talking about that when I ask those questions about what it's like you have vowels and consonants, right? I would like for you to consider that some of those consonants that you have are actually what would better be called semi-vowels.
Okay.
Have you ever heard anybody use that expression before?
Possibly.
See, for example, the written consonant N, right, is actually a voiced consonant. Have you learned that term, voiced consonant?
Yes.
Okay. I would love for you to, instead of thinking that it's a voiced consonant, think of it as a semi-vowel, so that you actually have to sing it. Because see, you can sing in, you can go, right? And everyone you should try this in your own way there, in your own, wherever you are listening to this. If you make N, you have to phonate. You go, right? Try making N without phonation. This is what you get. You get, there's nothing there, right? So, for example, when you sing the word tanti, you hear what I'm doing with the N?
Yes.
But I'm singing the N. I'm just putting my tongue up there. I'm not pressing or pushing or anything like that on the roof of my mouth. I'm just going, tanti. And it's very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Try one time, the first phrase one more time, just by yourself. And just make those sounds smooth in your mouth and sing that what you call the voiced consonants, right? Which is what they are. But if it turns your brain around a little bit to think of them as vowels, that's actually what they are. Okay? And try singing the first phrase one more time. Okay. That's 100 times better already. You see what I mean?
Yeah, it feels more like a line.
Yeah, do one more time. And just feel how you sing the N the same way you are singing the A, and you're going to sing the E vowel. But you sing di tanti palpiti that way. You want that, yeah? Perfect. You get it? Does everybody understand that? How that works? Now, Madison, were you at the class last night?
Yes.
Do you remember when we worked on the songs in English and I talked about how, let's see, what was her name? Wait a minute, Sarah. How Sarah's vibrato was going to influence her dotted rhythms? Mm-hmm. You have the very same thing right here from Mr. Rossini.
Okay.
So if I go, don't imitate me because you have your own vibrato. But if I sing, pa, da, 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 that's my vibrato, right? Pa, now, pa, you see how I'm just tucking the small notes into my vibrato?
Yes. Yeah.
Try one time and see what happens. First, just sustain your vibrato to get the feeling of what your vibrato is. Just like singing, like pa. Is a good vowel for you?
Sometimes.
What's a better vowel for you?
E would be better for me.
Okay, in that case, do it on E. Sing E and just feel what your vibrato speed is. You feel how that works?
Yeah.
Now, in that speed, you're gonna articulate the 30-second notes.
Okay.
Believe it or not, it's gonna work. You just have to keep vibrating, and does everybody understand this whole this concept of how you're doing this? You're like folding the small note into your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
That if I were doing it, I'd go pa pa be. You hear how that works in my voice?
Yeah.
Here we go. Do one time. Yeah. So here's di tante. Yeah. Much better already. Much better. You get it? Now go. Let's go back to those semi vowels and make it all smooth, and it's going to sound beautiful legato.
Okay. Ooh.
You got it. Do it one more time. One more time. Yeah, you got a little something in your throat. Do one more time. Do one more time. Do one more time. Bravo. You feel how that works?
Yeah, definitely.
What's the next phrase?
Di tante pene.
Di tante. Is that how it works?
Yes.
You have triplets?
Yep.
Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor, Madison. Caress. Give a little caress to the first of the 3 notes.
Okay.
You're going to see it's not going to come out even triplets. Don't worry. Just give a little caress so that you sing. All you're singing is si, la, sol, do, la, sol, fa, right? Is it yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it starts on C, all right? Do you hear the difference of that?
Yes.
Do one more time. Brava. That's great. Now, can we fold all that together in one phrase? See what happens? So you're going to think about your legato with the semi-vowels, right? The dotted notes are with your vibrato, and then caress the first of those triplets, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. It's not much to think about. Don't worry. It's not brain surgery. Here we go. Yeah, let's see it. Yeah. That's the idea.
Yeah.
You get it? Does it feel easier?
It does. It feels like it's easier to get that sense of a smooth running legato line without thinking about it too much.
Good, because that's what you were lacking the first time, because like I say, you were banging on the words a little bit. I'm going to go back here to the music. Hold on one second. I want to look at one thing. So the next phrase is Di date mio bene. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Here we go. Let's see what happens. You have the possibility to sing the little turn.
Okay.
Yada-da-da-dum, ta-da, yada-da-da-dum, ta-da, that way.
Okay. With the bene?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Can I ask you something, Madison? When you're learning something like this that has rapid notes like that, do you ever scat the music?
No.
And do you know how to scat? Have you ever tried scatting?
Not really, no.
Well,
I know what it is, but I haven't really tried it.
Try one time. Just sing just anywhere, anything that you want to sing. Do be da do ba da ba da ba da ya ba da ba da ba da, and see what happens. Just feel how that feels.
Okay. Yeah.
Just make it up. Make it up. Yeah. Ya da 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 dum. Ya da 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 dum da da. Ya ba da ba da ba. That's it. Yeah, you got it. Do it one more time. Do the whole thing one more time. Perfect. Now sing that one time. Sing the words now. You see how it feels, right? Now do it with the words. So from Date mio bene. Perfect. Excellent, lady. That's great. That's really good. Beautiful. Do one more time.
Okay.
And then spero merce.
Spero merce.
Beautiful. Are y'all looking at the music? Well, let me get everybody in the picture here. Are y'all looking at the music? Do you see where Rossini wrote that place? You see that? You see the end of that? See, you'd be amazed at how often you want to scoop and you can't, right? Because your coaches tell you can never scoop, don't scoop the pitch, etc. Right? Guess what? Rossini wrote one here. Spero merce, and you just have to sing it exactly that way. Spero merce. Do one time. Have fun with it. Here we go. Spero
merce.
Yeah, that's it. You feel what that is?
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going. Mi
rivedrai.
Okay, Madison, I'm getting picky with you here, but do you see how there's two staccatos above rivedrò?
Yes.
There, believe it or not, Madison, I want you to do the way you originally did it.
Okay.
so that if you sing really legato, if you sing mi rivedrai, ti rivedrò, that way. You see what I mean? To make the staccato. When you are singing staccato in this kind of bel canto legato music, the staccato almost always means to overpronounce the words.
Okay.
Because if you overpronounce very slightly, in the auditorium, that will sound separated. See, if you try to sing rivedrò, that will come out like chicken scratch or some kind of cat scratch on the screen, you know, like that. If you just overpronounce ti rivedrò that way. Here we go. Do one time. Mi rivedrai that way. Yeah.
Mi rivedrai, ti rivedrò.
And then the orchestra plays na 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 na, and now you sing legato.
Ti rivedrò.
Great. Now, do you have the possibility to make a legato between this G and the next A flat and sing that next phrase all in one?
I can try.
Yeah, let's look. Well, I want to look at that and make sure what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, from the ti rivedrò nei tuoi berai.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can try that.
I have the feeling, Madison, that you can get through this. Do one time from ti rivedrò nei tuoi berai mia passerò. You can probably get through it, I think. Let's see what happens.
Ti rivedrò nei tuoi berai mi passerò.
All right, you're perfect. You're perfect, lady. Good. Do it one more time. Were you out of breath?
No, I felt like I could keep going, actually, surprisingly.
Excellent. Excellent. Do one more time. And now, yeah, try one more time. Yeah. That was great. Just do it one more time, just to get that feeling in your body.
Yeah. Ti rivedrò nei tuoi berai mi passerò.
Good. Good. Yeah. Now, go ahead. Yeah. Deliri.
Deliri, sospiri, accenti, contenti.
Deliri.
Deliri, sospiri, accenti, contenti. Sarà felice.
Hold on one second. Would you consider again going across this without a breath?
I'm working up to that. I've been experimenting with it. Some days it goes really well, some days it doesn't quite.
Well, no, the thing is to take a breath after the bottom C natural.
Oh, okay.
That you go, and hold the C natural longer, and then go, contanti. And see what happens.
Okay, yeah.
Can we go back one to deliri?
Definitely.
Yep.
Deliri sospiri accende contenti.
No, it has to be longer. It has to be longer. Come on, lady. The opera's named after you.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You have to be a diva. Come on. Do one more time. Do one more time. Deliri.
Deliri sospiri accende contenti.
Too short. Too short.
Okay.
It's too short. Let's talk about what can you do on the C natural? What you could do this, right? You could do this. You could do that. You could do this. Do something, see what happens, and take your time and do it. Remember, you're not going to have to sing past the bottom note.
It's true.
Okay, do one more time. Deliri.
Deliri sospiri accende contenti. Oh, sarò felice, il cor me dice.
That's it. What does that feel like for you, Madison?
It feels good. I never thought about doing it up on an ah, but I think that it makes an easier tie-in having that breath on the bottom instead of carrying all the way through.
Yeah, in a place like this, gang. Let me get everybody so I can see everybody. When you have a place like this in Rossini, you can do whatever you want as far as the words are concerned. Or you can sing ah, for example. Well, you're singing right. What you just sang right now was contanti. Right? How would this hit you, Madison? Listen to this. If I sang contanti, si contenti, sarà felice.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can do it if you like. You could sing contenti di tanti palpiti sarà felice. You can find whatever words you like to sing. They'll fit. They will. Have any of you studied about how people wrote librettos in these days? You know, they wrote the libretto on either 5 syllables in the line, 7 syllables in the line, or 13 syllables in the line. And that's why you can pick out just about any line of the text that you want, and it will work someplace else in the music. So that if you have favorite words that you like in the text that are, and when I say favorite, I mean like something, for example, with Madison, that's good for her voice, where the vowels are good for her voice, pick those words out and use them if you want to. You want to try it one time. What do you want to sing going up, Madison?
Ne tuoi berai.
Okay, so you sing Tenti de tuoi berai sarà. Perfect. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. You want to do it one time just in isolation by itself? See what that feels like?
Yeah.
Do one time. De tuoi verai. There we go. And go across it.
Okay. De tuoi verai sarò felice.
You got it, right? Here we go. Now let's go back to deliri. Okay? And do the whole thing.
Okay. Deliri sospiri accende contenti de tuoi verai sarò felice il cor me dice.
Good. How does that feel?
That feels really, really good. I like having the purpose of saying something up the climb up.
Right, exactly. Exactly. You can also, if you want to sing ah, I love what you just said about how you have the words give you a sense of line in the music, right? Last night when I was talking to Jacob about his ah at the end of L'ultima canzone, and I asked him to think of the words while he sang the ah, and suddenly his ah was all different.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you might elect to sing these notes on ah because you like to sing ah, and just think of the words, and you will find the direction in the line, the same way Jacob did when he sang it that way.
Yeah.
But if you want to sing words, sing the words. Sing the words. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what now. So let's go ahead to. You see where you have the triplets in vicino a te?
Yes.
Vicino, vicino. Again, caress the B flat and the A natural and the G.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do from il mio destino.
Il mio destino vicino a te.
Yeah, good. Now, last night I was talking, Jacob, was it you that I was talking to about where your S consonant is?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So you want to give that back to me? What did I tell you? I'm always interested to hear what you heard after what I said.
It's a lot higher in the mouth than you would think.
And where is it?
Very forward.
But it's the same as a certain vowel.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry?
Up against the teeth, pretty much.
Well, it's where your E.
That was in where the E vowel is.
Correct. So you see, Madison, to sing this word destino is perfect because if you have your S in the right place, your E vowel is going to be better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Do one more time. Il mio destino, and you will be amazed at how the next line will pop out of your mouth.
Okay. Il mio destino vicino a te.
Great. Madison, sing me one time. Sing both of them on an E vowel and sing D-sti and feel where that is.
Disti.
Now put more air through the S. Put more air through the S.
Disti.
Wait a minute. Madison, you can't make S with your tongue tight.
Okay.
You gotta relax the mechanism to let the air out. D-sti.
Disti.
That's it. You feel how that feels?
Yes.
Now do one time, the whole phrase. And just keep relaxed in your mechanism and let the air out in destino. You're not gonna faint, don't worry. It's like this much air. Okay? Hear it.
Il mio destino vicino a te.
Brava! You get that? How that works?
Yeah.
Okay, now look. Let's look at the end of the piece. I got to ask you one favor. When you come to the color twirl was really good. When you dum da 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 dum da da da, that was great. That was great. When you come to what is called, do you know the term formula music? Do you know? Has anybody ever used that term with you?
No.
The formula music is when you hear the orchestra in Rossini. Sometimes it's in Mozart, but in Rossini, Bellini, Donizetti, you will hear this kind of progression. that's all called, all of those things that I just played are called formula music.
Okay, that makes sense.
And do you see how, if you, are you looking at the music there? Can you look at like bar 132?
Yep.
You see how the orchestra has those fortes on the beats?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot get suckered into that. You have to sing. When you come to the formula music medicine, sing more determinedly legato than you did at the beginning. Let the orchestra have the excitement. You just sing legato through it. Then you go, ne tuoi verai mi pascerò, like that. Just sing legato. Do one time. Ne tuoi verai.
Ne tuoi verai, mi pascerò, ne tuoi verai, mi pascerò.
Yeah, you feel how that feels?
Yeah.
And then are you singing mi pascerò, mi pascerò, that way, right? Do all of that. Do all of that passage one time and just sing determinedly legato. Okay, here we go.
Ne tuoi verai, mi pascerò, ne tuoi verai, mi pascerò, mi pascerò, mi pascerò.
Good. You feel how that is?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you have any question about it?
No, yeah, it feels like it's flowing a lot better just thinking of it instead of trying to match that on the accompaniment.
Right. You know, it's an unfortunate thing. I say this as a pianist who has played a lot of opera rehearsals. It's unfortunate that you have to rehearse opera a lot of the times with piano. Because see, no matter, I don't care if Jesus Christ was playing the piano, you get this little thunk, 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 thunk all the time in your ear and in your ribs and all over your body, because that's what the hammers are doing. They're going thunk, 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 right?
Yeah.
And there's no instrument in this orchestra medicine that has a hammer. They're all playing thum, 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 thum. So you just have to gird yourself and just sing legato. Because when you get with orchestra, you're going to be amazed at how smooth this orchestra sound is. It's very buoyant, and you'll have a good time with it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Great, great.
Thank you.
So who is singing next?
That would be me.
Hi, Isabel. Very good. Isabel Schellbaum. Great. So Isabel, what are you going to sing? Are you going to sing the aria from Elixir of Love?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. How much do you want to sing tonight? Do you want to sing just the cavatina, or are you going to sing the whole thing?
Just the cavatina. Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's see what you do. Come on, let's see.
Prendo non sarai così, oh no, sempre scontento e mesto, non sarai così, oh no, sarai, no, non sarai, ma non così, oh no, sarai, no, non sarai, ma non così.
Good, good, beautiful, beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful. Isabel, again, I hope I'm not going to get too technical this evening about just little things to improve your Italian style, because that's a little bit what I was talking about with Madison. But Isabel, you understand one thing. In this period of singing, well, wait a minute. Scratch that screen. Scratch that screen. Let me say one thing first. Isabel, were you on to the idea of what I was talking about semi-vowels with Madison?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, in other words, you understand, for example, that the N has voice, right?
Mhm.
So if you have the possibility in this style to make the linkage between notes on the semi-vowel, do it. Listen to the difference. See, this is a Puccini portamento. If I go prendi, you hear I'm doing it on the vowel.
Yeah.
That's perfect for me.
Mhm.
That's really great for me. But it's a better style, according to what I have learned and heard all my life, if you are willing to make the N upstairs and do the portamento on the N. Listen one time. I'll do it super slow motion. It goes. That was super slow motion. Now listen what happens, like what it sounds like in real time. If I go, you hear I made the N upstairs, right? If I do it in real time, I go. You hear how graceful it is going down that way? See, as performance, if you study a little bit about performance history, you will see that portamento became a much broader brushstroke in coloring the music the later you get into Italian music. See, we're fairly early in Italian music at this point in terms of opera, in this kind of opera. And you want to make this kind of just, it's not a big bulging portamento. Try one more time. Let's see what happens. Do one time.
So vibrating on the end down, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just do it. Don't worry about the track. Let's just, you got to say natural? Yeah. Great. Do y'all hear the difference of how graceful that is? Now, Isabel, can you make the N later?
Later? Okay.
Listen to what I'm saying. Make the N later and make the portamento quicker.
Okay.
See what happens. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
You feel what that feels like?
It feels easier too.
Oh, good. Great. Do it one more time for the folks back home. Just, see what happens. So what do y'all think about that? Do you like that? You feel how graceful it is. You know, the best way to describe that is, have you heard of the singer Elizabeth Schwarzkopf?
Yes.
She said one time in a class that I played in a class of hers, like this was like, you know, in the mid 1900s. Okay, so she referred to the portamento as this, in this style of music, as a wonderful moment of vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? It's not a moment of strength.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a moment of vulnerability. And you know, I don't know, how are you thinking about Adina at this time, Isabel? Are you, what's going on with her?
So well, throughout the whole opera, she's basically just been ditching Nemorino and saying that he shouldn't bother loving her because she's not interested.
Right?
Um, and in this scene, after she feels jealous about girls being around Nemorino after he drinks the elixir, she buys his drafting papers, and in this scene, she's coming to him and symbolizing that, like, I bought these for you because I want you to stay, because she's basically confessing that she does love him, and that.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't say that, but that is what she's saying. So
Mhm.
what is the feeling that you want to have as Adina if you had done that? Is it a feeling of happiness? Is it a feeling of release? Is it a feeling of elegance? What is it? Is it a feeling of being vulnerable? What I mean, what's
Yeah, I would say being vulnerable, nervous, and excited at the same time, because you don't really know how he'll react after you've treated him before. So
right?
probably just like, just take it. Just this is what I'm giving you.
Could we put the word generous into it?
Yes.
Because all of a sudden, this woman who has been very bad to him all night,
Hmm.
now suddenly she literally buys his freedom and gives it to him. She wants him to take his freedom. And the generosity of what she is doing and the vulnerability of what she is doing is amazing.
Hmm.
So sing Prendy one more time and think about that, and you'll and see how the portamento fits into that feeling about it.
Okay. With the track or just a cappella?
No, just by yourself. Just yeah, lady, that's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, we got to talk about one thing. You know, for the purposes of performance, you have the track. But I'm going to tell you the good news and the bad news is this, Isabel. When you are singing Adina on the stage with orchestra, you cannot hear anything they are playing.
Hmm.
Your feeling on the stage will be as if you are singing a cappella,
Hmm.
because the orchestra is playing dum 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 dum, and when you're phonating, you cannot hear that.
Right.
What if you look at the score, you will see that what you can hear, you know,
Mhm.
if you look at the orchestra score, Donizetti was very kind to you, and he gave the violas a solo every time you take a breath, so that while you're breathing, you listen to the violas and see if you're in pitch, and then you start singing again, and you don't hear anything until the next time that you breathe, and then you go, and then you start singing again. So it's actually a very good way to practice this piece, is to practice it a cappella and see where your pitch is, because you have to sing on pitch with a good rhythm with no help from the piano.
Hmm.
So let's do it a little. Prendi per me seli, and see what happens. Great. And do y'all hear, everybody that's listening, do you hear again? Here comes that same dotted rhythm. And it's the same thing over again. You just go right. You just keep vibrating. That was beautiful, Isabel. Do you mind to sing it one more time? You see, it's actually fun to sing a cappella.
It is.
And believe me, when you sing Adina, that's what you're going to be doing. So, okay, here we go. Isabel, that is so beautiful. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, do you want to take a big chance?
Sure.
Sing from the resta, right? Instead of singing your beautiful portamento that you are doing right now, just connect it on the consonant S.
Okay. So
You're
just
going to go, resto. It's like, stay here. See, again, it's not, you're not ordering him or commanding him or anything. You just want to go, resto. And then the orchestra like that, okay? Where's a good place to start? Can you go to can we start from there? Yeah, lady, that's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you feel the difference of what that feels like?
I do, yeah.
It's so totally elegant and vulnerable and beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So just to think about that, I mean, you will get conflicting opinions about that, because you'll come to some coaches that want you to make big sloppy Italian portamentos everywhere and go stall like that, like some airplane's coming in for a landing, you know, like that. Please don't do that, okay? That's just like, just let it come, just let it float down that way. It's beautiful. Yeah. Qui dove tutti. Here we go. Okay, all of us say, Isabel, you are so beautiful singer. You have such a beautiful A flat. Stay on it. Stay on it, lady. Come on. I know that, a lot of times people that are your age, and at your level of experience, and you get feedback from coaches that say, don't sing like a pig. Don't sing like a pig, and that the A flat being too long would be piggish, right? Well, Isabel, you are nowhere near the farm. Nowhere near the farm. You understand? So, like, just how long could you keep the A flat?
I can try.
It doesn't cost you any breath, does it? No. Just let's see what happens. And when you get there, you're going to feel like you're singing like a pig, but as I say, you are nowhere near the farm. So just stay up there as long as you want to and see what happens. Your colleagues are going to go crazy. You wait and see. Here we go. Good. You get it? Now, Isabel, you have a formidable control. So that might be a little bit long, but it's it's very easy to take a little bit off of it. Just get used to that feeling.
Okay.
You're the diva in this opera. You have to remember that. You understand?
Okay.
The baritone is not going to do that. Well, the baritone has his own stuff, but but he's not going to do that kind of effect.
Right.
You're
Right.
going to make people crazy with that note. You will. Okay.
Okay.
Honest, all right. Yeah.
Should I start from Onesto?
Yeah, if you want to. Honor.
Sempre scoldento
Isabel, again, it's so beautiful. I'm going to challenge you the way I did Maddie. Would you consider to sing across that and not take that breath and see if you can sing that whole phrase?
From Sempre?
No, from the cadenza through sempre.
Oh,
Through
okay.
that whole line. Through that whole line. I'm willing to say I think you can do that. When you go, now you take your breath and you go,
Oh, okay.
and you're going to start here and you're going to go, sempre scontento. I bet you can do that. Try and see what you think.
Um, sempre scoldento
Okay, are you out of breath?
A little bit, but I guess I didn't take a good enough breath.
No, listen, when you see, you don't have to wait so long on the last note of the cadenza if you're going to go across.
Okay.
If you go, sempre, see what happens. Yeah.
Sempre scoldento
Got it? No problem, right?
Right.
Great. Perfect. Perfect.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Now let's go to the place where you go, right?
Okay.
I give you just a good rule of thumb, everybody. Understand one thing. A good Italian audience, a good Italian opera audience, doesn't want to be confused with too many wonderful things. You want to give them one thing that is so good that they can't stand it. So when you sing, like that. You pick what you want to do, Isabel, and show them one beautiful thing and then go on and see what happens. Oh, come on, Isabel. Wait a minute, Isabel. You can't do that portamento that way. The portamento has to be late and quick.
Oh. Sarai non sarai non così.
You see, you're going to make your choices about what you want to do, right? Now, Isabel, let me give you one hint here. You cannot say, no. You know why?
Why?
Well, see, you are saying in Italian the word for anus. You cannot do that. If you say A-H, comma, no, you have to double the N. You have to double the N. So you sing, no, 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 non sarai così.
Okay, I'll make note of that.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't think you want to say that to him right here. You know what I mean? So, and because you're making a double N, again, you can do the same thing you did in Prendi. Great. You got it? That's wonderful. Do you have any now one more question, Isabel, at the end. You have what are the notes that you have? Is that what you have written?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, there are like 100 different cadenzas that you can put right here.
Yeah.
And again, I would say grab one and see what happens. If you say, for example, I go like excuse me, I have something in my throat. Yeah. If I say no non sarò così, like that.
Beautiful.
Find something simple. So you don't want a big ostentatious cadenza here, because that's not the nature of this aria, right? It's a very simple statement about what you're saying. So you want to find a simple cadenza that will work well in your voice. Okay? Okay, you got a question about anything?
No, I think I'm good.
It sounds very beautiful in your voice, and really do practice this piece a cappella. You'll be amazed. And if you can get the pianist to get a orchestra score, you'll see when you sing it, the violas go like that. When you are taking the breath here, they're going like that.
Right.
And you just practice hearing while you breathe and staying on the pitch. Okay? Thank you so much. Great. Excellent. So let's see. I think we have someone named Olivia is coming to us now. Where is Olivia? It's Olivia.
Right here.
Wait a minute. Is Olivia in the next place, in the next screen?
Hello.
Where's Olivia?
Can you hear me okay?
There you are, Olivia. There you are. Yeah, I got it. Now I found you. That great. So
Awesome.
Olivia, you're going to sing Norina?
Yeah.
Great. Can we talk about some weirdness about Norina?
Sure, yeah.
Do you know she is a widow? Do you know about that?
Oh, I don't think that I did.
Yeah, she is listed in the score as a young widow. The reason for that is because every opera back then, when Donizetti was writing these operas, every opera, including all of Verdi's, all of Bellini's, all these operas had to pass by the government censors to make sure that they were moral, upstanding, the right kind of story, right? And Norina speaks about men in a way that is very knowing. Because you say, I know how to do all these things with guys. I mean, that's what this aria is about in a certain way. Like, I can do this just as well as this story in the book, right? And in order to get that by the censors, the only way they could do that was to make her a widow. Because in that way, she's been married at an early age and her husband died. So she is free to talk about men in a knowing way.
Well, there you go.
That if she was a young girl, like, an ingenue or something like that, they would never have allowed her to say these words. And I find that it's a very fascinating thing. I don't know. Are y'all aware of the fact that Don Pasquale is a remake of an earlier opera? Did you know that? Yeah, it's a remake of an opera called Ser Antonio from about 40 years earlier. You know how they remake movies now, Olivia? You know that, like people remake movies, right? And probably you've seen remakes of movies that I saw the original one of, and you think that the remake is great. Well, Don Pasquale is a remake of an earlier opera. And when they remade it, wait a minute, I will write in the chat. Well, hold on one second. The opera is called Ser Antonio. That's the name of the original opera. If you read that up, it means Mr. Antonio, and Antonio was the character that became called Pasquale, and they redid it. Donizetti and Romani redid the opera, that Ser Antonio, with a different set of characters, but the same plot line. And it's very fascinating, the changes that they made in the opera. Because in the earlier opera, for example, there's no Dr. Malatesta. The Malatesta is entirely made up by Romani and Donizetti. So let's see what you do with it. Let's see what you do with Quel guardo il cavaliere. This is the moment that we meet Norina in the beginning of the second scene of the first act. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, there you are. Okay, great.
Sorry, I might have some... Oh, sorry, I might have some audio issues. Just one moment. So sorry about that.
That's okay.
I think there might be some reverb on my mic, which I probably should take off if that's okay. Or just leave it. I think it's okay. We'll just go.
Or you'll sound like you're singing in a cathedral. It's okay,
Okay, thank you. I'll just go for it.
Okay.
Son ch'io e la virtù magica d'un cordo tempo il loco. Son ch'io come si bruciano i cuori a vento fuoco. D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto di piace scherzar. Mi piace scherzar. Siamo ad un furore di rado sol segno. Ma in riso lo sedegno fu presto a cangiar. O te sabizzar, ma core celente, ma core celente. Son ch'io come si bruciano i cuori lento fuoco d'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto di menzognera lagrima d'un solito languor conosco i mille modi dei l'amorosi frodi i vezzi lordi facili però descare un cor d'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto conosco d'un subito l'amor son ch'io la virtù magica per inspirare amor conosco l'effetto sì sì per inspirare amor. O te sabizzaro son pronta e vivace. Brillare mi piace scherzar. Mi piace scherzar. O te sto vivace, mi piace scherzar. O te sto vivace, mi piace scherzar. Mi piace scherzar. Mi piace scherzar.
Great. Good. Yeah. Great. Olivia, I will tell you that of all the pieces that your colleagues have offered with the pre-recorded track, this is the hardest one.
Yeah.
And it's just simply because there are so many points where the pianist has to meet you or you have to meet the pianist, and that's very
Yeah.
difficult to do with the recording. So you're a courageous lady, and good on you for doing that. So that was great. Now let's
you.
let's look at how you are doing this. Yeah. Do you mind if I play you the way I would like for it to go?
Yes, please.
The important thing in this cabaletta is that the baton never stops moving. Look, it goes. It sounds like this. Watch. Like that. It has to be way fun.
Yeah.
So let's see what happened. Do one time from the beginning of the cabaletta,
Sure.
and take a little bit quicker tempo. Still sustain your voice the way you're doing. That's crucial to know. Sustain your voice, but just take a little bit quicker tempo and see what you do. Don't worry about the track. Let's just sing one time.
Son ch'io la virtù magica d'un guardo a tempo illoco, son ch'io come si bruciano i cuori a lento fuoco.
Great. Now, Olivia, you are breathing in the middle of the phrase. Do you need to take that breath? No.
Maybe not.
I know. Well, I know you don't. You're a healthy young woman. Come on, do it one time.
Okay.
You can say, son ch'io la virtù magica d'un guardo a tempo loco. Take a breath. Son ch'io come si bruciano i cuori a lento fuoco. That way, and see what happens.
Okay. Son ch'io la virtù magica d'un guardo a tempo loco. son ch'io come si bruciano i cuori lento fuoco. D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto di menzognera lagrima d'un solito languor.
Okay, great. You feel how that feels?
Yeah,
See, it has to have much more that feeling of lightness and having fun
yeah.
in the cabaletta. And you are correct. You are totally correct when you sustain your voice like you are doing. That's excellent. You have to
you.
keep doing that. Keep doing that. So look at the word. What is the word? The last word you just sang. D'un subito languor. What does that mean? Of a sudden?
Languor.
Okay. You know what languor is, right?
I believe so. I definitely have it written down, but I should know, shouldn't I?
You should. Yeah. Languor is when you go, oh,
Oh, a little sigh.
yeah, I like that. Now, see, you have to do a portamento in that word.
Okay.
It goes, D'un subito languor.
Okay.
You hear I did it on the consonant? Languor.
Languor.
Yeah, exact.
Okay.
One more time. D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto.
Sorry. What was the first one again?
D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto.
D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto di menzognera lagrima d'un subito languor.
That's right. And subito languor. You see what I mean? Just
Oh, sorry.
tease them with the end of subito.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
D'un subito languor.
Yeah, that's the idea. You get it?
Yeah.
Do one time. Now keep going. Conosco i mille modi. Keep sustaining your voice.
Conosco. Oh, sorry. Can I have the note again?
Conosco i mille modi.
Oh, sorry. Conosco i mille modi dell'amorosi frodi, i vezzi l'orti facili per adescare un cor.
Good. Do one more time. Do one more time. Listen, the crucial thing, Olivia, is to sustain your voice and yet have a good sense of rhythm.
Yes.
That you go, conosco i mille modi. You heard da diam da dam da da. Conosco i mille modi dell'amorosi frodi. Like that. Do one more time.
Conosco i mille modi dell'amorosi frodi, i vezzi l'orti facili per adescare un cor.
Good. You get that feeling?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So let's go. So and the rest of that section was good. Let's go over to O testa bizzarra son pronta vivace. Now look, Olivia, when you are singing in this repertory, the basses and the baritones have a lot of patter singing.
Yes.
Right? They do. Sopranos usually do not have so much patter singing. But right here, you've got some.
Yes.
Now, the secret to patter is to sing all the notes.
Okay.
And do it quickly. That you go, oh, testa bizzarra, son pronta vivace. Boom, 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 like that. Just right out of your mouth. Do it down. Oh, testa bizzarra, son pronta vivace.
Oh, testa bizzarra, son pronta vivace.
Then sing legato.
Pardon me, sorry?
Then sing legato. Son pronta vivace. You see what I mean?
Okay, I think so,
So,
yeah.
when you repeat the words, it's a whole different color. The first one you go, oh, testa bizzarra, son pronta vivace. Son pronta vivace. Brillare mi piace scherzar. Mi piace scherzar.
Okay.
You see how that works? Do one time.
Oh, testa bizzarra, son pronta vivace. Son pronta vivace. Brillare mi piace scherzar. Mi piace scherzar.
Good. Now, if I get mad, I am like a crazy woman.
Yeah. Se monto in furore di rado sul segno.
And then different, but I can smile immediately.
Mein riso rosalegno fa presto a cangiar.
That's right. So do one time. Do one time. Se monto in furore. Do one time. Se monto in furore.
Se mondo in furore di rado sorsegno.
And you sound madder, more angry.
Yes. Okay.
Well, let's talk about one thing with the ladies here. You understand, one of the qualities about these women that makes men crazy about them is the fact that they are unpredictable. That they can be a total bitch and then 2 seconds later be smiling and friendly.
Okay.
And then they can start crying immediately and start laughing. And that's how they are. You can look at all of these women. They have exactly, that's one of their like characteristic traits. If you look at the character of Musetta in La Bohème, that's how she is. She is so changeable just from one instant to the next. And you have to really get this, Olivia, that you say, if I'm mad, I'm crazy. And then you say, but I can smile immediately.
Okay, yeah, just a big contrast, yeah.
Totally. So be really angry and really smiley. Here we go.
Okay. Se mondo in furore di rado sorsegno. Mein riso rosalegno fa presto a cangiar.
That's excellent. Do one more time.
Se mondo in furore di rado sorsegno. Mein riso rosalegno fa presto a cangiar.
That's it. Good. Otis to bizarre.
Otista bizzarra, ma core celente, ma
Okay,
core
wait. Again, Olivia, think about what you are saying. You are saying, I have a crazy head. A bizarre brain,
Yes.
but I have a really good heart,
Yeah.
right? And incidentally, while we are stopped here, I have to point out one thing. I believe there's probably a mistake in your score. The words,
Okay.
the words right here are "o testa bizzarra ma core celente," and then the word should be "un core celente."
Oh, okay.
It's not again "macor." It's
Macor.
the first is "ma," the second is "un," so that you say, "I have a crazy head, but a good heart," and then you say, "a really good heart."
Okay.
Un core celente. You see what I mean? You don't say "ma" twice. You only say "ma" one time.
It's un, you said?
I'm sorry?
It's, so,
Un.
o testa bizzarra, ma core celente, un core celente.
That's right.
Okay.
Perfect, yeah. O testa bizzarra, ma core celente. Do 2 different colors, Olivia.
Okay.
I have crazy head, good heart.
Okay.
O testa bizzarra.
O testa bizzarra, ma core celente, un core celente.
Good. So you see how that works?
Yeah.
Great. Let's see. Yeah, the rest of this was really good. I love what you are doing at the end. I mean, a lot of that is just coordinating with the pianist
Yes.
or the conductor about it. Can we go back to the cavatina for a minute and talk about that?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Would you mind? I'm interested to know how you have this translated. Would you mind to tell me what you're saying?
Yeah, sure.
Because a lot of people have this piece translated backwards, and I just want to see what you have.
Oh, okay. So,
Quel guardo il cavaliere in mezzo al cor trafisse.
so the look of the night that in the middle of my heart it pierced.
No. See, that's what I say. It's backwards. Wait a minute. You are saying quel guardo il cavaliere. That look, and you are talking about the look from the woman
Oh.
in the middle of the knight's heart pierced.
Oh, okay.
And he fell down on his knees and said, "I'm your man."
Okay.
You
Yeah,
see how that
makes more
works?
sense. Yes, yes.
So you go, so you are talking about the woman's look to him.
Okay.
When I was growing up, we called that the hey baby. Do you know what I mean by that?
I think so.
Or you know, some in South Florida they call it the hollaback. It's like, you know, when you look at someone and go, hello, like that, right? Well, that's the look that she gives him, and it goes straight into his heart. He falls down on his knees and says, I'm your man, please God, please God.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool.
See, that turns around the meaning of the whole first part.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
And
I thought
that's
it was
why.
his look that pierced her.
No, it's her look. Her
Yeah.
look right into the middle of his heart. And he fell down on his knees and said, I'm your guy.
Mhm.
Right? And there was so much, e tanto era in quel guardo, sapore di paradiso, and there was so much taste of paradise in that look, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
That, you know, he couldn't stand it. He was totally conquered.
Yeah.
E tanto era in quel guardo sapore di paradiso che il cavaliere Riccardo tutto d'amor conquise. He was totally conquered by love.
Mhm.
He swore, I'm faithful to you for the rest of life. And that's when she looks at the public and she says, are you kidding me? That some guy is going to tell me that he's faithful to me for the rest of his life? Are you kidding? See, this is why she has to be a widow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? That's to say things like this, okay?
Yes.
So let's sing one time from the beginning. Just without the track, don't worry about it.
Okay. Quel guardo il cavaliere.
Okay, hold on one second, Olivia. Let's go back to what Isabel was doing and what Madison was doing about that portamento.
Okay.
Can the portamento be later in the note and quicker down? So you're going to respect the main D natural. You go quel guardo il cavaliere.
Okay.
You hear how it goes down? It goes down late and quick. Do one time.
Quel guardo il cavaliere.
Yeah.
In mezzo al cor trafesse, piego il ginocchio ed esse son vostro cavalier.
And then comes some little laughing music. Right, okay? Here we go.
Ed andora in quel guardo sapor di paradiso che il cavalier Riccardo
Good.
tutto d'amor conquiso, giurò che ad oltre mare non volgeria il pensier.
But you understand why you're laughing now, right?
Yeah.
Because he said, I'm never looking at another woman in my whole life. And you go, really? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And you throw the book away and then you sing, I know how to do all this.
Yeah.
So anch'io la virtù magica d'un guardo a tempo e loco. I know exactly how to look at people to get them to do that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Listen, it sounds great. It sounds great. You are going to be beautiful. You are going to be beautiful. Like I say, you have the most difficult piece so far in these classes for the work with the pre-recorded track.
Yeah.
But you will find your way. Don't worry. I mean, if you are singing like you are singing right now, you are not going to have any trouble at all.
Oh, thank you so much.
Just be careful about that portamento, all of you. So Isabel, do you hear what I'm talking about when I say that to her about singing that portamento late and quick? What a difference it makes in the phrase.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't sound heavy. It's like it's light. Cavaliere. that way. Instead of like that, like that, right? Good. Okay, Olivia, thank you so much. You have a question about any of it?
Not at the moment. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you very much. Great, great, great. Listen, we have a couple of minutes. Susan, can do y'all ever do like a little Q&A or anything like that?
Absolutely.
Let's just do a couple of minutes of questions. Anybody got any questions about anything that you want to know about that I can tell you about? I don't know if I can tell you about it or not.
Be brave.
Harrison is thinking about it.
I'll throw a question out that will be interesting. Some of the things that you had them do tonight are very intimate and quiet. How does that translate from a smaller room to a 4,000 seat opera house or even a 2,000 seat opera house?
That's very much a question of scale. You know, I think that it naturally happens if you develop your ears and your sensibilities. When you feel an acoustic, you see what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I've always done playing the piano. I mean, I practice in my living room, but I know very well what it takes to play in an auditorium. And so when I get in the auditorium, then I play. Does that make sense? It's a question of being able to scale what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
See, the important thing is not the quietness of the gesture. It's the important thing is the quality of the gesture, I think. Because if you sing a gentle gesture, you can sing a gentle gesture to 4,000 seats, and you can sing a gentle gesture to 2 people in your living room. It's a question of learning how to sing a gentle gesture as opposed to a forceful gesture or whatever. And then you just scale that according to what you need to do.
So it's not more of something or less of something. It is more about the feel.
About the feeling and the quality that you want to get. For example, when you are singing like Isabel, when you are singing Prendi, for example, when I say that, when I tell sopranos or when I suggest to sopranos that, first off, the feeling of the whole scene is one of generosity and openness. This whole opera, she has been sort of closed in, and all of a sudden she comes on the stage, and she saw the fact that she might lose him, and that's turned her into, it's opened her up. And so when you come in to sing that aria, because you have to sing this aria right after Una furtiva lagrima, right, which is one of the great hit tunes in opera, right? But if you come on and you're generous about your expression, your body will figure out how to be generous, either mezzo forte or piano or whatever you can do. But the generosity of the gesture is what's going to carry you through it, if that makes sense. I mean, when I can tell you one thing, when I'm practicing the piano, I frequently practice soft passages when I'm playing. I practice soft passages louder than I'm going to play them. Because for me, the important thing is for me to feel what the music feels like. And then I can easily, when I get the feeling of what the music feels like in my hands and in my body, I can easily scale the music back because I have the feeling of the music. If I'm practicing and I'm all verklempt about playing softly and all that, I can't get the feeling because I'm preoccupied with being too freaking soft. And I'm just like constipated all the time. And for me, I'm just saying how I practice. A lot of times I tend to practice in a loud, boisterous way just to get the feeling. And then when I get the feeling, I start to go, okay, now let's see if we can get that feeling a little bit like this and get comfortable this way. Does that make sense to all of y'all?
Yeah.
Can I give you one more hint before we go? or just one more watchword.
Absolutely.
You will see in your life is going to be, hopefully, a large series of auditions and performances. And you're going to practice in the room, but the auditions and performances are going to be very important. And you have to get into the habit of being beautiful the first time, not the second time. Because in the audition, you don't get the second time. In the performance, you don't get the second time. And the only way to do that is to practice being beautiful the first time. That's why I tell my students at Manhattan School, I say, look, walk down the hallway. When you are preparing a concert, walk down the hallway, find a piano that's vacant, walk into the room, no warming up, no nothing. Walk in the room, sit down, play the music. And when you are done, stand up and leave the room. Because that's how the concert's going to go. That's how the audition is going to go. Then go out in the hallway and think about what you did and walk down the hallway and find another piano and go in and sit down, no warming up, no practicing, none of it. Sit down and play the piano so that you get used to playing the piano beautifully the first time and every time that you sit down. And you can do the same thing singing. You have to just teach yourself by practicing and by repetition that you are going to be fantastic the first time you open your mouth, not the second time in the class, right? And you get that by practicing the same way you get a lot of other things by practicing. Just practice doing it and walk away from it and do it again and walk away from it and do it again and walk away from it and see what happens. When you are learning music, I understand when you are learning music, there's something to be said for repetition. I do that. But at a certain point, I just play the music and let it go and think about it and come back and play it again. Think about it, come back and play it again. Don't break yourself up. Learn to do the long thing. Okay? And one more thing, if you don't mind. How many of you who, like, I'm looking at some people now, I think I'm looking at like half of you. When was the last time, can someone volunteer that about the last time they were lost in a place and they did not have your GPS device, that lovely lady who tells you to turn right, turn left, turn right, go 3 blocks, turn right, do this. When was the last, has anybody been lost lately without a GPS? Is anybody? Oh, one lady's waving her hand.
Mary.
Mary, where do you mind sharing where you were lost?
Yeah, we were in Philadelphia on the 4th of July, and there were so many detours that our GPS was completely useless. So we just were like, let's just follow the masses. Kind of lost.
Okay, and you lived because you're here, right?
Yes.
You didn't die. Okay, that's good. Now, I would wager, Mary, that if you went back to Philadelphia in those same places, you would not be lost this time. Because we learn ideally by making mistakes. And being lost, for example, without your GPS, you can make a mistake. But when you make that mistake, you will not make that mistake again if you come back to the same place. Because you'll recognize it and you'll say, oh, I know what to do here now. And in the cooperative where you are right now, you are in a place where you can make mistakes and be safe. And I encourage you to make mistakes because that's how you're going to learn. But with the warning, just to know that you learn from your mistakes so that you don't make the same mistake again and again and again. That would be like being lost in the same place again and again and again. No one's going to do that. You'll figure it out. You understand what I mean, Mary? So you learn things by being lost. You learn things by making a mistake. Do your mistakes. Have at it. That's how you learn. That's how I learn. Believe me, I've had some really doozy mistakes in public on the piano before, like really crazy. Like I will show you one. For example, I promise I played this one time in Sacramento, California. Now, you can't go like that at the end of that. So I go, and it's like, I've never made that mistake again in public. Believe me, I pay attention to where my hand is and I go like that, and that's good. Okay, listen, thank you so much for the class, for both of the classes. It's been great to meet some of you and to hear you sing. Have a great time for the rest of the next 2 weeks in the cooperative. Enjoy yourself and have a good time, okay? Be good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.